Getting bud. I'm jabbling. Well, doing it up here. I'm just taking a fiver. I got my Ninja Frog working. That's good. We're finishing off the level, and I know there's definitely a few steps in there. I'm just kind of excited. I'm letting it burn down like I did my paper drawings. Keep it close. Um, for me, that's the hard part of learning which technique comes in about then having to deal with salty dog of whatever flavor that may be. What There's no way as a dev game. I mean, it might be cool, an emotional contagion. I might even get him to play my game for a minute. On a cell phone. It would be a rare minute, I am sure, with what is going down. Um, and that's absolutely what I'm about. But I don't have the exact skill to do. I could probably do a 2D Mario for the gold mine operation. That's in the wheelhouse. Once I have that, I have the stone mill operations. I could probably, with what information's out there, play it like a Pokemon game, but just have the art skills. And I use bunny ears for that one. The art skills is going to go a lot farther with a guy like Baker, that you can do that, because there you probably could see it. You could see the CNC machine with this special pattern for running the threads, right? It does this really weird pattern, but why would you do that comparatively to the other method? Because apparently it saves on bits by keeping it from chipping up. And over the calculus that you wouldn't have known except for the numbers of weird throws, like, this guy is going to be in here, like, I don't ever see him out on the floor. How do I know I can trust it? Because then when the time comes to run that machine, right there it is. It's like, wow, you really do know what's going on here with the yields out of those things, don't you? And I misunderstood that with how much time you were in that back office trying to figure out the G code and M code to it, because honestly, I hired you for that reason. It's a complicated job trying to. This is a lot of known. I mean, a lot of that in here was click and paste right up until I got to the 2D collision physics and stuff like that, where it was already automatically done anyways, except for that flat plane here, like a Mario game. There I'm still having problems with the up and down, because there wouldn't be a jump function there. And to be fair, when do you really have to jump up here? I'd use a ladder. Get a ladder, use that ladder. um and it's somewhere's in there. And for me, again, a 2D game engine designer is not how I like making money. It's not how I feel you should make money. And especially when you think about the numbers of what's going on in today's technology. Mine would be the water treatment person, the public works supplies. When I'm doing derivative X here, it's a little bit of a different animal in terms of AU or AG, because gold and silver. And technically speaking, before we get too crazy, you got to understand the dirt you're standing in, because there's definitely copper, silver, probably a little bit of palladium and platinum inside of this, if I'm not mistaken. Now, it may depend on where you found it on the planet, Q and P, but basically a sprite is a sprite. You got to purify it all down into the refining facility, get it out of the dirt, get the dirt, whatever little particles are inside of there. So particle scientists hopefully really understand. For me, I come from quantum mechanics in that stone mill. When it came into that Chaplin conversation, or the sharps or the salty conversation, what is it? What is real? What is truth? What is, at the end of the day, right, wrong, or indifferent, it's going to make a huge devil in the details when it comes down to what is, not who is or when is. There's certainly variables where it could be in all those positions at the same time. If you had the file set the wrong way, then, we might have to go from a save here, it goes into the Google Drive or the play files instead of what your documents would be, so you might have to change that back around and do extra steps. Now, for one person, their gear is already taken care of, and the broken symmetry of the sacred geometry. Hey, that was a good one. So yeah, that was my note. The game in case I haven't drilled it in his bones, playing the chessboard with Kiss of Death the statue, the Epic of Valentine Rabbit, Once Upon a Always, definitely gonna happen. One form or another. Paper, computer. You got the paper, you can put it to the computer. You got the computer, I can literally, there's no reason compass and square. You can't draw that. Keep it tight. You know, when you're keeping notes on your side, paperwork here, flipping through, because, you know, some shit's like a 42 or a 64 line segment of codes, ones and zeros, or where the chess pieces are supposed to be. You want to keep that tight. That's your art space. You know, that's like these guys trying to keep it in the single node tree, or the neutral node, or a non-node, or whatever it is, the first node, not a 2D or 3D node. So, you know, make sure you clip them out, or at least scribble it down and then rip out paper. I know you can't. You just can't throw files around like that and here they get. It's wild. It's an art, I guess.